Hello, I'm the author of Circle, Square, Triangle, the CST Framework, Book 1 Circle. This book is about understanding human nature through three primal shapes: circle, square and triangle. These shapes are not just abstractions, they are the hidden forces that shape how we live, how we suffer and how we grow, and they are encoded in the stories, myths and even the societies around us. The three shapes. The circle, O, is sensation, desire and the body. It is presence, intimacy, play and rest. When injured, circle becomes indulgence, numbness or fusion. The square, nama, is structure, discipline and work. It builds, protects and stabilizes, but in shadow, it hardens into rigidity and cold control. The triangle, E, is identity, story and expression. It is meaning, charisma and performance, but when corrupted, it becomes ego, manipulation and vanity. Everyone carries all three shapes, but rarely in balance. Most of us double down on one, neglect another, and secretly crave the third. This imbalance defines much of our story. Life stages. Life itself moves through the shapes. Childhood is circle. Innocence, sensation and play. Adolescence is triangle, identity, rebellion and belonging. Adulthood is square, work, agency and responsibility, but most people never return to heal what was lost in the process. The trap's circle's trap is indulgence or fusion. Square's trap is rigidity and over-control. Triangle's trap is validation and performance. When hurt, people usually double down instead of growing. Circle chases more comfort. Square tightens more rules. Triangle performs louder, but doubling down never heals. Integration, shadow and reflection. There are two paths to growth. Shadow integration, when life forces you into the darkness of your shape. This is the descent into trauma or wounds. If you face it, you return stronger by reintegrating what you denied. Reflection integration, when you consciously step outside the pain and learn from it. It is the deliberate choice to transform hurt into wisdom. Pain becomes information. Information becomes wisdom. Shadow helps you survive. Reflection helps you adapt. Both are necessary. Story examples. The CST framework is not abstract. It is visible in the stories we love. Balto. In his efforts to fit into society, Balto hides and suppresses his wolf nature. Ashamed of it, he tries to pass as only a dog, denying the primal circle within him. But when crisis comes, it is that very wolf side, the instincts he repressed, that allows him to lead the sled team and save the town. The theme is clear. What he once saw as shameful becomes his salvation. By accepting his primal circle through shadow integration, Balto transforms rejection into strength. Simba, the Lion King. His circle is shattered by Mufasa's death. Scar manipulates him into guilt, and Simba escapes into indulgence with Timon and Pumbaa. But his lesson is reflection, transforming hurt into wisdom. Rafiki reframes the past, showing Simba that pain can make you run or teach you. He chooses to learn, and in doing so reclaims circle, restores his triangle identity, and accepts his square responsibility as king. Batman. Bruce Wayne's circle collapses in the alley when his parents are murdered. He builds his life on square discipline and triangle performance, but his buried circle festers. In The Dark Knight Rises, the pit is a perfect symbol of the shadow circle. Escaping is not about training harder, it is about reinitiating circle. It's about rising past obstacles, not by becoming numb or dead inside, but by learning how to feel more than just anger and resentment, even if we have to start back with the vulnerable state of feeling fear again. The climb is a rebirth from shadow circle. Argos, the guardian of the soul. Before we can turn to Les Miserables, we must introduce Argos. The name comes from the Odyssey. After 20 years, Odysseus returns home disguised as a beggar. No one recognizes him. Not his wife, not his servants, but one does. His old dog, Argos. Too weak to stand, Argos lifts his head, wags his tail and dies the moment he sees his master again. This scene is symbolic. Argos is the soul's loyalty, the part of you that waits faithfully at home even when you wander, betray yourself or forget who you are. In the CST framework, Argos is the part of the self that stayed back home and never died in you. It is the thread of loyalty that keeps you tied to your humanity, even when your circle is broken. Alchemy hid the same truth in the symbol of the philosopher's stone. The stone was not just about gold, it was about wholeness. The hidden secret was that wholeness requires loyalty to what never dies inside you. Argos is that loyalty. Kill Argos, and you sever your last tie to your humanity. Protect Argos, and you preserve the soul. Les Miserables. Now we can see why Les Miserables is such a powerful example. Javert is square absolutism, rigid law without mercy. He denies Argos, refuses reflection, and doubles down until his identity collapses. Jean Valjean, by contrast, accepts Argos. His turning point is when the bishop forgives him, an Argos encounter that reawakens his circle compassion. Through reflection, Valjean transforms shame into mercy. Their clash is not just moral, it is structural. Square without Argos versus circle with Argos. Javert breaks because he denies it. Valjean grows because he accepts it. Wolverine. By contrast, Wolverine is a cautionary tale. His circle is deeply wounded, but he never develops square discipline or reflection integration. Without structure or conscious growth, he lives trapped in loops of pain and reactivity. His life shows the cost of failing to integrate. Castle in the Sky. Finally, Castle in the Sky shows what happens to civilizations that lose balance. Laputa was an advanced society, but it overdeveloped in square, machines, weapons, and rigid systems, and lost its circle roots. The result was collapse. What survives is not square or triangle, but circle. The vines, the garden, the roots that endure. The message is clear. Without circle, even great civilizations fall. With circle, life always finds a way to endure. Why it matters. The CST framework shows us that these shape tensions are not random, they are the grammar of human nature. They appear in myths, in movies, and in your own life. Balto's acceptance, Simba's reflection, Batman's pit, Valjean's mercy, Wolverine's cycle, Laputa's collapse, all echo the same truth. When you bury circle, you fall. When you heal circle, you grow. It's as if the simulation itself is encoded by circle, square and triangle. Once you learn to see the code, you cannot unsee it. Closing Circle, Square, Triangle, the CST Framework, Book 1, Circle teaches how to recognize your dominant shape, avoid the traps of doubling down, and integrate shadow and reflection. It introduces Argos, the guardian of the soul, the part of the self that stayed back home and never died in you, and shows why protecting Circle is essential to wholeness. Because when Circle, Square and Triangle are alive together, you don't just survive, you transcend.